Some moments in film make you stop breathing, and not necessarily because of what's happening, but because of how it looks. Something feels wrong, the air gets heavier, you cannot look away, and the worst part, you do not know why. It is not the music nor the performance, it's something else. Something deep in the frame. It's the one color your eyes can't ignore, the one color that changes how your body reacts before your brain even understands why. Before we dive together in the overstimulating universe of the color red, don't hesitate to check out our new ebook on color theory in film. If you want to learn more about today's topic, the link is in the description. Filmmakers have used red for decades to control what we see and what we feel. Because you need to understand, red is not just a color, it is a literal weapon of storytelling. We'll be breaking down why red is the most powerful color in cinema, how it directs our eyes, manipulates emotion, and turns a simple image into something unforgettable. Before anything, it's important to know why we notice it. Biologically, red has a unique effect on the human eye and brain. It sits at one of the longest wavelengths of visible light, meaning it's physically more stimulating to look at. Studies have shown that red can raise blood pressure, increase focus, and trigger emotional responses faster than any other color. Our connection to it runs deep, long before cinema or language. Early humans learned to associate the color red with blood, injury, and survival. It was the sign of danger, of conflict, of life at risk. Over time, that instinct hardwired itself into our perception. Even today, when we see red, our body reacts as if something important or threatening is happening. It is not just a visual signal, it is a biological alarm. That's why we use it in stop signs and emergency lights. Our brain has been trained to associate red with urgency, something that requires immediate attention. And when it comes to filmmakers, they use this instinct to their advantage. If a director wants to make sure you notice something, let's say a character, an object, or a turning point, red is often the easiest way to do it. You don't necessarily have to fill the frame with it. Even a small red object in a neutral setting will pull focus automatically. Your eye goes there first every time. So when a cinematographer introduces red, they're not just coloring a scene, they're guiding your attention. It is visual control that is subtle but powerful. And beyond attention, red is one of the strongest emotional triggers we have. It is tied to blood, the heart, and life itself. It's also the color of danger, conflict, and loss. Because of that, red can completely change how we interpret a scene. A red background might make a romantic moment feel passionate and intimate. The same red lighting in a dark hallway can make the audience anxious or fearful. That's why context is everything. For example, red can warm a frame, making it feel inviting and emotional, dominate the frame, making it feel aggressive or overpowering, or isolate a detail, making it symbolic or important. And that's why cinematographers often use red as a storytelling accent rather than a base tone. They reserve it for moments when emotion peaks, a kiss, a confrontation, a confession, or a death. When used at the right time, red tells the viewer this moment matters. And red has been a storytelling tool since the earliest days of film, and it's been used in nearly every genre. You'll notice that red often appears at emotional peaks during arguments, danger, passion, or chaos. It is how filmmakers externalize what's going on internally for their characters. When a character is calm, their surroundings are often neutral or blue-toned. When that same character reaches an emotional breaking point, suddenly red begins to appear in the lighting, the wardrobe, or even in props. In modern filmmaking, red is not just captured, it is designed. Colorists and cinematographers carefully decide how saturated, balanced, or dominant the reds in a scene should be. Too much saturation can make the image feel artificial or overly dramatic. Too little, and the emotional impact disappears. This kind of fine-tuning turns color into storytelling. You're not just enhancing visuals, you're shaping emotion at a subconscious level. That's also why red is often treated with caution in post-production. It is one of the easiest colors to overpower an image, but when balanced properly, it can transform how the scene feels. Red is more than just a feeling, it is also a universal symbol. Across cultures, it's been tied to both love and death, courage and sin, war and celebration. And when it comes to storytelling, that duality gives it flexibility. A red dress can represent confidence or vulnerability. A red room can represent safety or danger, and a red light can mean passion or warning. Because of that, directors often use red to convey moral or emotional extremes. It's rarely subtle, but it's always clear. For instance, red might mark a turning point, a decision, betrayal, or a realization. It can represent transformation, like a character crossing a point of no return. It can even become a recurring motif that tracks a character's internal change. When used repeatedly in a film, red acts like a thread that connects emotional beats together. It reminds the viewer of what's at stake, even if they're not consciously aware of it. There is a reason red remains one of cinema's most used and most studied colors. It speaks a visual language that transcends words and cultures. From early Technicolor films to modern digital cinema, red has always been the shortcut to intensity. It's timeless because our biology hasn't changed. The same instinct that made early humans react to the sight of blood now makes us react to a red-lit hallway or a crimson sunset on screen. When a filmmaker uses red, they're tapping into something primal and universal. It is a reminder that color in film is not decoration, it's communication. Used without care, it overwhelms. Used with intention, it becomes unforgettable. In the end, red does not just make a shot look powerful, it makes it feel powerful. It is the heartbeat of the image, and that's why red will always be one of cinema's strongest colors.